August 19th, 1969 in Williamstown, Massachusetts, Matthew Langford Perry is a Canadian-American actor who will forever be best known as the trechant Chandler Bing on Friends. Following in his father's footsteps, Perry has been in show business for over 40 years, beginning in 1979, and is an acting veteran of television, film, and stage. Over the years, Matthew has had some very public struggles with substance abuse, but has always been willing to talk and joke about it while he continues to work, appearing in numerous television projects post-Friends. But you already knew that. So, here are 10 things you probably didn't know about Matthew Perry. Number 10. He has dual citizenship. Perry was born to Suzanne Marie Morrison, a former journalist and press secretary to former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, and to John Bennett Perry, who is an American actor and former model. His parents divorced before his first birthday, and he was raised by his mother and stepfather, Dateline's Keith Morrison. Although he was born in the U.S., Perry's mother moved them to their home country of Canada, where Perry grew up having citizenship in both countries. Number 9. He's missing a part of his finger. It may be a little hard to notice unless you were looking for it, but Perry is missing the tip of his middle finger on his right hand. Apparently, he lost it when he was 3 when his grandfather accidentally shut his finger in a car door. And he's not the only celebrity missing a digit. Vince Vaughn, country singer Jake Owen, former Power Ranger Walter Jones, and Daryl Hannah are all missing parts or all of various phalanges. Number 8. He's a very good tennis player. While Matthew was attending school in Canada, he developed a love not just for acting, but for tennis as well. He became such a good tennis player that he was a top-ranked junior player in all of Canada. Over the years, he has been seen playing in various celebrity tournaments. He said in various interviews that he tried to play in the US, but he wasn't good enough. Even though it's said that at times he practiced for up to 10 hours a day. Number 7. His personal demons. In 1997, Perry got into a skiing accident. His doctor gave him a prescription for Vicodin. Unfortunately, he kept taking the pills long after he needed to, and developed a serious addiction to it, as well as becoming an alcoholic, which was a problem he had long before his accident. Perry has been in and out of rehab for years. Though he says he was never high while on the set of Friends, he does admit being terribly hungover. It got so bad that he doesn't remember filming several seasons of the show. In an interview with the BBC, he was asked what his least favorite episode was, and his response was, quote, "I think the answer is I don't remember 3 years of it. So none of those. Somewhere between season 3 and 6. Today, fortunately, Perry is 100% clean and sober, even temporarily turning his former Malibu mansion into a sober living home for those transitioning from rehab facilities back into mainstream society. Number 6. He almost missed his Friends audition. While NBC was auditioning actors for their new comedy series, Perry was working on a pilot for a TV show called LAX 2194 for Fox, where he played a baggage handler in the future. That was pretty much the entire premise of the show. While he was filming that show, he came across the pilot script for Friends, which he read and loved. He wanted to audition, but he had obligations to Fox. Luckily, Fox had absolutely no interest in buying any episodes of LAX 2194, subsequently canceling the show, so Perry was free to audition for the role of Chandler Bing. Number 5. He had special privileges with the writers. Matthew is by nature a very funny guy. He said he used to use his humor growing up to make girls laugh, as he was very awkward around girls, a trait he would use to perfection as Chandler. He had a great sense of humor and a very sharp wit, with a talent at creating jokes. A talent he often used on Friends, with the directors and writers of the show often using his suggestions. In fact, Perry was the only one of the 6 main cast members that was allowed to sit in on the writing sessions. Number 4. He once beat up the Canadian Prime Minister. Okay, so technically they were both children at the time, but as the story goes, he went to the same elementary school as current Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And one day, Perry and a friend beat up the young Trudeau. On an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, he explained himself saying, quote, "I think he was excelling in a sport that we weren't, so it was pure jealousy." He continued, quote, "I think it was the only kid in school that we could beat up." Recently, Trudeau, as a joke, asked Perry for a rematch. He turned down the invite. Number 3. He didn't know his show had been cancelled. Post-Friends hasn't been great for Perry, with numerous TV shows being cancelled only after a few episodes or one season. He starred in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, which lasted 22 episodes from 2006 to 2007. Which, just on a personal note, you should go watch it if you haven't, because it's great. Mr. Sunshine, which lasted 13 episodes in 2011, Go On, which lasted 22 episodes from 2012 to 2013, and a remake of The Odd Couple, which lasted 38 episodes from 2015 to 2017. Unfortunately, no one told Perry that The Odd Couple had been cancelled. He only found out when he drove to the studio lot, where he tweeted, quote, "My face on the Odd Couple stage door has been painted over with green paint. I think it's safe to assume that we have been cancelled. #subtle. Number 2. He is the only Friends cast member not nominated for a Razzie. For those who may not know, a Razzie is a Golden Raspberry Award given out annually to the worst in film and TV, with the ceremony usually being held around the same time as the Oscars. And for Perry, he is the only one of the 6 main Friends cast that hasn't been nominated for one. Jennifer Aniston has been nominated several times for her work in the films Just Go With It, The Switch, The Bounty Hunter, and She's the One. Courtney Cox was nominated for her film 3,000 Miles to Graceland, where she shared the nomination of Worst Screen Couple with co-star Kurt Russell. Let me know if you'd like a video on him. Lisa Kudrow was nominated for the film Mother, David Schwimmer for the film The Pallbearer, and Matt LeBlanc was nominated for Ed. That chimp costume will haunt my nightmares. Just as a side note, the films She's the One, Mother, Ed, and The Pallbearer all came out in 1996. Number 1. He and his father have shared a lot of screen time together. Matthew is the son of John Bennett Perry, a fairly successful actor himself who has been on television and film since the early 70s. Matthew has actually shared quite a bit of screen time with his actor dad over the years. Though they weren't in the same scenes, John did appear on an episode of Friends, playing the father of one of Rachel's love interests. He played Matthew's father in Fools Rush In, and played his father again when the two appeared on an episode of the TV show Scrubs. He also appeared on an episode of Mr. Sunshine back in 2011, which IMDb shows was his last acting job.